Hello, and welcome back to a Fishy Plant Man fish tank video here in the Seven Suns. With me, Fishy Plant Man, as your host. Okay, I've just set up, a couple of hours ago I set up this tank, at least as far as getting water in it. Yep, there's a bit of a new thing going on, kind of, sort of. I am getting, or got really, a handicapped fish. This fish, by no intentions of anybody, nobody did this for the YouTube or anything else. It's just unfortunate, but the fish appears to be blind. Like, completely blind. So, yeah. I'm going to put it on its own. I'm going to put it in a tank that's a bit smaller than what I would recommend for this fish. But, smaller tank, should be easier to find food by Braille. That's not really a joke. Kind of, but not really. If you got to feel around for your food, a smaller space helps with that. So yeah, this is a 20-gallon tank for the fish, which I'm not going to mention yet. You just have to wait and see. But for this fish, I would recommend, even for just one, I would recommend a 30-gallon tank. This is 20. I believe it's a 20 tall. Didn't take exact measurements. I'm just looking at it. And yeah, 20 tall, that's not too bad. I think one fish will do okay. And as far as being blind goes, that's like a foot that he doesn't need to worry about. Or she doesn't need to worry about. Haven't paid a lot of attention. Not too worried about sex. It's just a single fish. Not like I'm going to try to breed it or anything. Maybe I'll get some sort of a Placo or something, but I don't know. Maybe like a Siamese algae eater or something to take care of the glass, or maybe I'll just do it myself. I don't know. I haven't decided. Not a decorative tank or anything, though, because it's blind. At least I believe it to be completely blind. Not even sure there's any functioning part of the eye. It just, I don't know. Something happened. I was told the fish came from pretty foul conditions. And it's with my friend. It's in a clean tank now. Everything's good. But they don't really want it. So it's going to come here to what is effectively a rescue here in the land of the Seven Suns. And by that, I don't mean that I'm, beat somebody up and took their fish from them because they were abusing it. No. In this case, maybe that's ultimately what happened. But the parrots came from a perfectly clean, healthy tank. I believe that guy was just doing what was best for his aquarium. He had a 55 and it was a bit crowded. So he culled out a few fish. It's not that anything was wrong. He just did what was best for the fish. And the fish that needed to leave the aquarium needed to go someplace. So, he gave them to me. And effectively, I guess they're rescued because the tank they're in now, maybe it doesn't need many more fish, but it's not overcrowded. It's bigger than what they came from, so, everybody should be happy. The angelfish, same thing. Clean tank, just not wanted. Well, somewhat clean tank. Where we picked them up from, I question the water quality. But, yeah. I've got 3 goldfish that, yeah, same thing. Just not wanted. That's everybody. Not wanted for one reason or another. So, they come here and, I do my best. I don't know what's going to come of the goldfish, but they need to get out of that little tank. Like yesterday, but I'm working on it. So yeah, back to this fish. 20 high, should be perfectly fine. And yeah, that's where it's going. Now, as far as filtration goes, this big filter, I was told, yeah, whatever. Looks like some salt creep or mildew or something. Toothbrush might take it off, might not. But that's not the problem. I was told this filter was noisy. Well, I put it on here to figure it out. Not a problem. It's reasonably quiet, works good. Put the pads in, put this lid on. Everything that would make it noisy, not noisy. You may be hearing the canister behind me dumping water into that tank, but you don't really hear this one. So, it's just running. If the problem comes back, it'll be running and, yeah, announce itself. So far, so good. It's been running, I don't know, maybe 3 hours now. Just doing fine. It is not up against the wall. The gap is very small. Very small. I could probably push it against the wall, but I'm not going to do that. So, that would be overfiltration for this 20-gallon tank. It's not staying. It will go back to its owner. This filter, provided it continues to run, will be staying. It's the filter that came with the tank, at least for me to have and keep and whatever. So it will be staying. It'll probably stay right there. Because, again, it's away from the wall. It's not stupidly close to the wall where it looks like it's touching. Oh, I'm not going to worry about it. It's got just a little bit of space back there. So, yeah, it'll probably stay right there. I don't need to worry about the wall. And as far as the water goes, those bubbles tell me that it's not ready yet. Well, this water's not 24 hours old. This filter was wet, but I'll get back to that. This filter was dry, so not getting any help there, other than physical cleaning because of the pads in the filter. But as far as beneficial bacteria goes, no, that's not helping. This one may have had something in it, but those bubbles that I mentioned, that tells me that there is likely ammonia, high levels of ammonia. The chlorine smell tells me that there's ammonia, because that's how it reacts to those groups. Urea, ammonia. Yeah. You get the smell because of the reaction with the ammonia. We'll just go with ammonia to make it easy. When chlorine reacts with ammonia, it puts off this smell, and they cancel each other out. So when the ammonia smell goes away, then I can start my testing. I put a test strip on here. I don't know where it went. It was supposed to be part of the video. But as this is take 2, yeah, I don't know where it went. So yeah, ammonia, the smell of chlorine, not ready. I'm also not going to do anything about it. Like I say, the fish is someplace safe. I'm not in a horrible rush. I've got fish to look at. So I'm just going to let the chlorine sanitize the system, however long it persists. And then I will test and see where things are. Now, there's probably most YouTube channels will tell you that I haven't even started because, for one, the water is sterile because of the chlorine. Well, the ammonia source, in my case, is the tap water. There's a small amount of ammonia in the tap water. The municipality says not to worry about it, and those hobby aquarium test strips aren't accurate, blah blah blah. Whatever. The tank will clean it up, and when the tank is mature, there will be less ammonia in these like the others. There's less ammonia in the tanks than in the water that they get their water changed with. It's just what I got to deal with. The tanks clean it out, so it's fine. I just have to remember that there is a decent amount of ammonia in the tap water. Part of the reason I don't drink it. I mean, really. Ugh. You ever watch Monk? Do you know what's in the water you drink? Yeah, I do. So, yeah. When the chlorine dissipates, the cycle will start. I'll test. I'll make sure everything's good before the fish goes in. But those bubbles, they suggest, and it could be medicine or other things too. I'm guessing it's the ammonia in the water. Could be the chlorine that's in the water. Could be both. But ammonia will do that. I don't know about chlorine, but ammonia will cause that bubbly, tiny little bubble effect. So, tank's not ready, but I'm going to let it sterilize itself, and then we'll go through the cycle. When the chlorine is out, maybe I'll just move some beneficial bacteria from one of the other tanks over here. Yep. But that's the new aquarium, and we'll go through as it gets itself ready. Down here at the bottom, you will notice a little bit of sand, but not much. Originally, I left the sand for the bacterial colonies. They were, little bit of water in the bottom, so it was all good. I thought, it'll help the tank cycle. Well, the chlorine's probably killing most of what is or was in the sand. Oh well. And now I'm not going to mess with it. But I'm also not going to add to it. Because, like I say, the fish that's going in here, I do believe to be blind. And the easier it is for it to find food laying on the bottom by braille, you know, that's not really a joke. Yes, it kind of is, and it's a little bit funny. But it's also kind of reality that the food may sink to the bottom and need to stay there, which is not ideal, but it's better if it's easier for the fish to find. Not literally have to sift through 10 pounds of sand. So, yes, that looks horrible. That's the way it's going to stay, though. So, I'll keep you updated. And when the fish is in here, unless you're very new to fish, you will recognize it. Won't have to say it, you'll recognize it. But until then, I'll let you go and talk to you next time.